Good evening and welcome to the May 7th Ways and Means Committee meeting. Kelly, could you please call the roll?
Chairwoman Tice.
Here.
Alderwoman Goode is absent. Alderman Gould.
Here.
Alderman Erger.
Here.
3 of 4 members are present, which represents a quorum.
Great. Next up is the City Administrator's Report. And first is the, thank you. We have a little technical issues here. First is the audit, and the committee received the audit this morning at about 10 a.m. So rather than having us not fully analyze the audit, we're going to put that off until the June Ways and Means meeting, which means it will go to the middle of July Board of Aldermen meeting, and we'll still, the middle of June Board of Aldermen meeting, and we'll still have it all done by our June 30th deadline. So we're still on track. We're just not quite as ahead as we originally were going to be. So also under City Administrator's Report is the budget process timeline. And there are a number of dates on the agenda. So if we could all check our calendars, and Michelle isn't here, so maybe at the June meeting, we can come together and confirm our availability for these, and we'll have them on the calendar so that we can plan ahead, the departments can plan ahead, and we won't have too many long fall meetings. Then that takes us to item 5, department reports. And Michelle, do you want to talk about the financial statements?
I had them on here. I was busy with the audit. In the packet, you have the March financial statements. Are there any initial and immediate questions? I mean, it's closing out first quarter. Nothing sort of rises or falls to any real occasion at the moment. No trends have really been set just yet. Everything does seem to be on track revenue-wise, where we were last year versus this year. Like I said, nothing really is rising or falling to any major occasions that I think warrant any real discussion, unless you have any questions.
Well, I have one question, and then I'll open it up. So I noticed that the financial institution tax, no revenue had come in as opposed to in previous years. And did the legislature do something with that last year, or?
Not to my knowledge. and
okay.
then that's contingent upon banks and those types of items submitting their data. So that is one of the most ungageable deposits that we seem to sort of have. So I think if we don't have it closer to June, it could be some concern. But once again, that is one of those more unpredictable taxes associated with the number of banks in here. And then the deposits don't seem to be consistent.
Okay.
But all I can say on that. But I don't believe legislation had changed on that, not to my knowledge.
Okay, that's the only question I have. Any other questions?
I mean, this is almost even kind of silly to even bring it up, but one only thing I did notice is we're already over budget on our printing line. I mean, is there something that has caused us to, for the rest of the year, when we look at the cost for printing?
Department.
I'd have to open the statement up again.
Yeah. And nothing jumps out at me just to the top of my head, but I'll gladly.
It was in expenses, no, wait, that's not it. I don't know. I'm not sure why that just opened up something completely different.
Is it significant, do you say?
No, it was
It's in
minor,
the
but it was
It's in the
already,
municipal operations in 105. I see
maybe.
that's for the 1,500 and the budget is 1,200.
yes.
I don't have an immediate answer on that, but I can get back to you.
I mean, I just didn't know if we need to, as we look at the budgeting, is that something that is an anomaly or,
It might be that we're printing special documents this year, and one that I have in mind that we are printing, and that expense hasn't even hit yet, is, we put together economic development brochures that we put out for developers, and we'd like to send one given the RFQ that's out or RFP that's out. So, but I don't think that's hit yet, but as Michelle said, we'll look at it and come back.
just since we're so early in the year and we're already over budget, it just stood out to me. It's such a small thing, but it's like,
Understood.
I don't remember.
yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Michelle.
Great, thank you.
That takes us to item 6, which is the consent agenda. There's one item, which is the meeting minutes from April 8th. Are there any changes to the minutes. Any opposition to approving them by acclamation? They will be so approved. And now we go to old business. Tangela, we have some changes to the employee handbook.
Favorite city document, so I hope you all enjoy it. So we do have a few changes, very minor. I'll start with the mayor and the board of aldermen. So the last update was November of 2022, but even that had an old listen of the board as well as the old letter from the mayor. So we do have a new letter that's drafted from Mayor Dimmitt that I will have hopefully ready for the board and also to just send out to everyone as well. We've updated the list of the aldermen that are listed there now. I did a little editing to ensure that the page numbers were accurate. I know that's minor, but it's major when you're looking for a particular page. And then the last three, the promotions. If you go to Exhibit A, what we did for promotions was add more verbiage to reflect what was inside of the general orders for police as well as the fire department's book as well. And so we did more addition than subtraction, so it did get a little wordy, but it did list out specifically what's required to do the promotions within each category. Any questions for that part?
I guess, so you're looking for a motion to amend the employee handbook as
Are we
presented?
doing, are you going
Or
to talk about
you
the other
doing
ones,
as-
or do you
I'm
want us
gonna
to
go
do each one? How?
I can go through all of them. I just wanted to see if you had any questions as I go through
No,
each
no.
section.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So then the next was the uniforms and clothing allowance. What was agreed upon was the decision was to increase it to 1,000 per employee. And what that looks like is an additional 15,400 annually to increase it to 1,000. That's for all of the employees that we currently have and the vacant positions. So we have 33 positions in the PD and 22 in fire. And so that would be the increase for the rest of
For
this year.
uniform only.
For the uniform allowance, correct. In addition to what's already budgeted. And the last would be the substance abuse policy on Exhibit C. Get to it. The major change there was removal of Section C, Section 1C, regarding public safety employees and what that looks like when they receive any type of positive on a controlled substance. The removal was to take out the line that public safety employees are not eligible for rehabilitation and it's grounds for immediate termination. And if you scroll up, what was already written in the handbook is that whenever there's a test, if there's a positive, it has to be confirmed through a physician's order. And so that remains within the handbook. But the removal of Section 1C is the major change for that section of the handbook.
Any questions on that section?
And then lastly, that's not listed, I did add a little insert for the education benefit that states that it was approved to go up to $3,500 in FY26. So that's in parentheses, but not listed on the memo, but it is in the handbook.
Chair would entertain a motion to recommend to the Board of Aldermen the amendment to the employee handbook as presented.
So moved? Second.
We need a roll call, or is, no? All in favor? Oh, we do, okay. Ellie?
Okay. Chairwoman Tice?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Urder?
Yes.
Motion carries by a vote of 3-0.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, that brings us to item 8, which is new business. Looks like we have an ambulance billing statement settlement request.
Indeed, we do. Good evening. Appreciate the opportunity to present. Chief Cottrell was in class tonight, so he's working on his master's. At your positions is the memo that was generated. So this was an ambulance call that we ran back in November of '23. Ended up with a transport down to Barnes Hospital, vehicle accident on 170. This was a non-resident, and apparently this call went into a personal injury litigation. After all of the settlements, Brown & Brown's representative for the patient has offered us essentially 2/3 of the bill that we had submitted. That is probably the highest percentage we've ever received for a settlement offer. Usually it hovers right around 50%. It meets the state statute. So we did the research on the bill. We are confident that 62340 as proposed is well above what we usually get, and we're recommending that that settlement amount be accepted.
Questions?
Motion to accept the settlement amount of $623.40.
Second.
Do we need a roll call on this, or no?
I was just saying.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.
Michelle has provided an email response saying that the cost that you asked for, the expense for the printing, is due to the printing of the 2025 budget book.
Oh, okay, so just because of, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So is that something that we need to consider increasing for next year budget-wise?
Possibly, yes.
Okay, but we don't anticipate another, because that was that one kind of big hit. We don't anticipate the rest of the year, we're going to have a bunch more printing.
It's too early to tell.
Too early to tell? Yeah, okay.
I think
Yeah,
the budget, the
it's minor,
overall
but
budget can.
It's
absorb
minor,
it.
I just, it was interesting to me, stood out.
Okay. Now's the time for citizen comment. I don't see any citizens in the gallery, but are there any citizens online who would like to address the committee?
There's no one with their hand up.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, then, in that case, seeing that there's no further